Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Chris Oldcorn. We now have our fifth Algoma resident who tests positive for COVID-19. It's our first young person to test positive. He is in his 20s and he just came back from a vacation in Mexico. He returned on March the 18th. He developed symptoms a couple days later. A couple days after that, he went to his family health team on March 23rd and was tested for COVID-19. Now, one good thing about this individual is he respected the 14-day quarantine request, so his exposure to the public was minimal. However, Algoma Public Health would like to issue the following statement. On March 18th, 2020, there was a plane from Cancun, Mexico to Kitchener to Sudbury. It was Sunwing Airlines. The flight was WG192. That's WG192 Sunwing Airlines into Sudbury. If you were in rows 1 to 5 or the flight crew, you were in close contact with this individual, and you should contact your local public health unit, whether it's Algoma or elsewhere. Now, yesterday I talked about a nursing home in Bobcaygeon that had 34 staff members who were exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms, as well as 9 deaths from residents. Well, I looked into more about how COVID-19 can spread through nursing homes, and I came across a few articles in the States talking about it. And in the US, they actually have over 400 nursing homes with COVID-19 outbreaks. COVID-19 outbreak being 3 or more patients are COVID-19 positive. Now, I talked about this a while ago on my show. I said there was 3 different things where COVID-19 would just spread like wildfire. One was jails, one was homeless shelters, and the other was nursing homes. Jails and homeless shelters because people are in close proximity to each other, and nursing homes because you're dealing with people who are all in the prime demographic of getting COVID-19 in the most serious way, where they would have complications, they would have to go in the hospital, and so on. And just in one nursing home in Maryland, they have 60 cases in a nursing home that has less than 300 patients. There's a lot of confusion around COVID-19 and if you can catch it multiple times, or once you have it, are you then immune? Right now, what we do know is that people who catch it do have some sort of short-term immunity against the virus. However, that does not mean that over the long term or even the medium term that you will have immunity to COVID-19. Now, you've probably seen this guy all over the news, but it's Dr. Fauci, who is the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He's confident in saying that people who are exposed to COVID-19, even a mild case, develop the antibodies to fight against it and be immune to it for a short period of time. What we don't know is whether or not that immunity will last for more than a year or 2 years, and if, for example, you get exposed to COVID-19 10 years from now, will you still be immune? Now, there's 2 factors for immunity to a virus. The first is how the virus mutates. There's 2 different types of viruses. There's DNA viruses, which do not mutate, or they only mutate slightly, and then there's RNA viruses. Now, all of the coronaviruses are RNA viruses, so that's MERS, SARS, COVID-19, and what happens is they can mutate over time. So you could be exposed to COVID-19 today. However, you could be exposed again to COVID-19 10 years from now, and its makeup is actually different than it was today, and you do not have the antibodies in your system to fight back against it. And it also depends on another factor, and that is the antibodies. It depends on the quality of the antibody in your system. If you have high quality antibodies where you've been exposed to COVID-19, you've developed those antibodies, and they're strong enough to fight back, then you could have immunity from COVID-19. However, we only know that that works in the short term. We will have to do more testing to see if people will still be immune in the medium and long term for COVID-19. And we'll be right back.